Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm going to guide you through a gentle practice today to strengthen and stretch your hips and back. They're so important for posture and for feeling good. And when we neglect these areas, we wake up in the morning and we're feeling crooked and our body is achy and it hurts. And then it brings your energy level down. So let's work on our bodies for a little bit. And remember, you can do this practice at any time during the day. If you want to wake up in the morning and grab the floor next to your bed and do these practices, you can. Or if you'd like to save it before you go to bed, that's fine too. It's gentle, it's easy, anyone can do it. So grab your mat or grab a comfortable spot on the floor and let's get started. First, we are going to lay down. And then stretch your arms, stretch your legs. Give yourself a nice morning stretch. And a deep breath. And then let's just bring our arms down by our side. And turn our palms up towards the ceiling. And invite the calm into our body. Maybe create a little bit more space between your legs and your hips. And relax all the way down to your toes. Let's take a deep breath in. And a nice breath out. Get a little bit more comfortable in your body. Make any adjustments as needed. And just take a moment to yourself here, connecting your body to the earth underneath you. Feel what you feel. Your hips, your legs. Maybe give your toes a little wiggle. And then remind yourself to relax your feet. Maybe create a little bit more space across your chest and into your shoulders and out the lengths of your arms all the way past your fingertips. Close your eyes, relax your brow, relax your cheeks. Maybe smile to yourself for a moment. As you take another deep breath. And an exhale. Inhale again. Try to relax your chest and shoulders and let your diaphragm do the work. Notice your belly rise as you inhale. And then as you exhale, your diaphragm relaxes and it comes back up in your torso and pushes the air out of your lungs. Inhale again. Your diaphragm contracts, it lowers down in your torso. Your belly expands, makes room for your lungs to fill up. And exhale again, the belly relaxes. Let's take 3 more breaths like that. Inhaling. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. You can stay there longer if you'd like. When you're ready to get some movement again, give yourself another morning stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. And then we're going to bend our knees, pick our feet up off of the floor and hug our legs. Maybe bring your forehead into your knees. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe a little rock back and forth here in wind releasing pose. This is a great stretch for the spine. It's good for digestion as well. Let's take 3 breaths here. Try to relax the hips. Maybe your knees open up to the side, or you can keep your knees close together. It's entirely up to you. This is your practice. Let your body be your guide today. Let's breathe. Inhale. And exhale. And one more breath. And exhale. Good. Let's drop our head back down to the floor. Bring our feet back down to the floor as well. And reach those fingertips in the direction of our heels. Maybe you can graze your heels just a little bit. I want you to bring your feet parallel to each other, your toes in, and your knees in line with your hip bones. And let's just do a little bridge, strengthening the hips and the back. Let's roll our hips up. Inhale and exhale. Roll those hips back down. Pull your belly into your spine. Let's do that again. Inhaling the hips up. Press into the floor with the soles of your feet and draw your inner thighs towards each other. Strengthen those hip muscles. Exhale back down. Let's do that one more time. Coming up into bridge. And exhaling back down. Now on this next time, we're going to hold it for 3 breaths. Inhale up. Calmly exhale while your hips are lifted. Feel that strength in your hips. Try to relax the head, the neck, the shoulders. And breathe again. 2. And exhale. Calm the mind, strong body. One more breath. Good. And exhale. Roll those hips back down. Good. Maybe hug those knees again. Stretch the glute muscles. A little rock back and forth. And we're going to drop our head back down, and we're going to drop our right foot to the floor. We're going to bring our left ankle just above our right knee. Reach your left arm in between your legs and interlace your fingers either below the right knee or behind it, whatever's more comfortable for you. We're going to lengthen the spine here. Bring your awareness to your lower back. Try to relax the muscles in your legs and in your hips. And go back to that balancing breath that we started with. Inhaling. And exhale. Relax the body. Calm the mind. Tune in to that lower back and your hips. It's amazing what the body can do when you just give it time and see where it's willing to go. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Observe subtle changes in your body when you just give it a few breaths. Try to relax those muscles rather than tensing up. When you tense up your muscles and contract them, your body doesn't get a good stretch. You have to melt. Think of melting into the floor here. And 1 more breath. Good. You can take a couple more breaths there if you'd like, if you feel like your body needs it. Otherwise, release the hands back down to the floor. We're going to bring our right foot back to the floor and cross our legs a little tighter. Shift your feet and hips over to the left just a little bit. Let's open our arms wide, turn our palms up, and we're going to either drop or guide our knees into a twist over to the right. Try to relax the muscles in your hips and torso, in your inner thighs, and your outer thighs as well. And then let your gaze fall, your head fall, whichever direction is comfortable. Don't worry if your left shoulder pops up. Maybe in time it'll drop back down. We're just stretching the back, stretching the hip muscles, coming into a twist, which again is great for digestion. It gets everything moving in the right direction. Let's take 3 breaths here. And 2. And 1. When you're ready to release your twist, just untangle your knees. Bring them back up through center. And we're going to reset our spine again, maybe with a nice long morning stretch. And another wind releasing pose. And we'll bring our feet back down to the floor. Let's do one more bridge for a moment. Inhale those hips up. And exhale those hips back down. Good job. This time we're going to bring our right ankle just above our left knee. And we'll do that whole sequence on this side. Reach your right arm in between your legs and interlace your fingers again, either below the left knee or behind it. Bring your awareness to this hip. Feel nice, good stretch. And know that one side of your body is often tighter than the other. Also, one side of your body usually has more flexibility than the other. Just work with what your body is willing to do right now in this moment. Don't force anything. Remember, take your time. Try to make a conscious effort to relax all the muscles in your body and get a nice stretch in your lower back and in your hips. Let's breathe 2 more here. Inhale. And exhale. And one more breath. And exhale. Good. When you're ready to release, bring your left foot to the floor. We're going to cross our legs just a little tighter. Open our arms back up and scoot your hips and your feet over to the right a little bit. Let's guide those knees or just let them fall over to the left. Again, remember that you might be feeling more on one side of your body than the other. Maybe it takes a little longer to let the body relax. But try to make that conscious effort to relax from the crown of your head all the way down past your toes. Relax the muscles in your torso. Relax the muscles in your legs and in your hips, in your lower back. Try not to arch it. Just breathe with the belly again. And surrender the body like a wet noodle. And let's breathe here 3 more times. And exhale. And 2. And 1. When you're ready to release your twist again, untangle your knees. Bring them back up through center and reset your spine again however feels good to you. You don't have to do all of these stretches. You should try to at least do one of them to reset. calm breath, calm body, calm mind. Let's bring our feet back down to the floor. And let's do another bridge. Inhale the hips up, strengthen those hip muscles. Feel a nice long spine and your shoulders are relaxed. And exhale those hips back down. Pull your belly into your spine. Roll the hips up. And roll the hips down. One more time. Let's roll them up. Stay right here and exhale. And again, 2. And exhale. And one more time. Breathe. Good. Exhale. Drop those hips back down. And we're going to come up to a seated position. Just push the floor away. Just an easy seat, one foot in front of the other. And give those shoulders a roll. And just rest the backs of your hands on your knees. But think of growing tall out of the crown of your head. Pull your belly into your spine. Let's not sit forward in our hips. And let's not round our back, pulling our belly in and feeling that stretch across the back. Maybe you need to sit on a blanket or on a yoga block if you have one. I want you to pull your belly into your spine. Think of growing tall out of the crown of your head while being relaxed in the shoulders, relaxed in those hips. This takes strength in your back and your core just to sit up nice and tall. So do your best. Connect to your body, and let's take 3 breaths here. Exhale. Again, try to breathe with your diaphragm. Relax the chest and shoulders. And exhale. And one more breath. And exhale. Good. We're going to get onto our hands and knees next. So wrists right underneath your shoulders and knees right underneath your hips in quadruped. This is going to strengthen your back. This is a great practice. It's called bird dog. We're going to stretch our right leg back behind us and press through that heel. Rather than this, I want you to press through the heel. Keep your hips squared and your belly into your spine so your lower back isn't collapsing, your belly's not collapsing towards the floor. I want you to firm up that right arm. Push the floor away. If you can, reach your left arm forward. Reach with those fingertips and reach with that heel. If you need help balancing, you can curl those toes under on your left foot to help you balance. And stay right here. Take 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. If you'd like to challenge yourself this morning or today, you can elevate that leg. If you feel too much tension in your lower back, then drop that leg. It doesn't need to be high. I want you to find that nice long line of the body again. Imagine you're holding up the wall behind that foot. And let's breathe again. 2. And 1. Good. Bring that right knee down. Bring that left hand down. And let's reset with a cow pose. Drop your belly. Bring your gaze forward and inhale there. And then exhale into cat pose. Draw your belly in, round your spine. Maybe tuck your chin to your chest. Squeeze the air out of your lungs. And let's do that again. Inhaling for cow. Be mindful of your neck and your lower back. You don't want to push too hard. And exhale into cat. And maybe add a little bit more more movement, stretch. Notice what feels good in your body today. And stretch it in that direction. Maybe press out through your scapular muscles, your shoulder blades. And maybe pull your hips back towards your heels a little bit more. Get into that lower back. And when you're done with your cats and your cows, come back to quadruped, a neutral tabletop here, and we'll do bird dog on the other side. Stretch your left leg back. Remember, press through the heel. Notice if you feel a difference in your body from one leg to the other. Reach your right arm forward. Take your time. We're not in a rush. But pull your belly into your spine. Firm up that left arm. Reach that heel back. Reach those fingertips forward. You can curl those toes under on your right foot again if you need to. And if you feel okay in your body, elevate that left leg. Remember, not too high. Be firm in that foot as best you can. Strengthen your back here. Let's breathe. 3. Keep your toes and your knees facing the floor to help keep those hips squared. And 2. And 1 more breath. And come back down when you're ready. Good job. Let's do another cow. Inhale. And another cat. Exhale. Then we're going to bring our toes together and bring our hips back towards our heels. Come into child's pose. Just round the spine and soften those elbows and drop your head. Or you can support your head with a yoga block or a blanket, or even fold your hands together and drop your head that way. Remember, this is your practice. Do what feels good to you. Let's just take 5 breaths here in child's pose. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. Connect to your body. Notice your back expand as you inhale. Good. When you're ready to release your child's pose, let's come right back up into tabletop. We're going to curl those toes under, lift our hips and stretch the backs of our legs. And we'll call it walking the dog. Now, if you can, try to push the floor away with the heels of your hands. If your shoulders are right over your wrists, that just creates more tension in the wrist joint. We want to protect our wrist joints as best we can. So press the floor away with those heels of your hands. And let's create some more space in our hips by bringing our feet hip distance apart. If this bothers your wrists, you can come down on your elbows. We call this dolphin pose. This strengthens your shoulders. It's a good modification if you have wrist issues. So walking the dog or dolphin, getting a stretch in those Achilles tendons, up your calf muscles and into your hips. Remember, the whole body is connected. So let's just get a nice stretch, maybe rock the body back and forth. And then we're going to drop our knees back down, come back to quadruped again. We're going to come up to standing this time. So however you need to get there, you can use the floor if you want. Bring the feet onto the floor and let's pull our belly into our spine. And we're going to gently take our time, walk those hands up our legs. Let's get a nice big stretch. And then bring our hands down by our side in Tadasana, mountain pose. Stretch those fingers towards the floor and bring your feet right underneath your hips, hip distance apart. And maybe you close your eyes here again for a moment. Just feel the earth underneath your feet. Let's breathe again. 2. Grow tall out of the crown of your head. Lengthen your spine. Feel strong in your hips and your back. And one more breath. Feels so good. Okay, we're going to separate our feet a little wider than our hips with our toes out and our heels in. We're going to come down into a squat. Deep squat. However you can get there. Maybe this is your squat, and that's okay. Not everybody's body is built the same. If you can go lower, maybe you can't get both heels on the floor at the same time. That's okay. Just work with one at a time. Maybe this is your squat. And you take a few breaths there. And then after a few breaths, you switch. Bring the other heel onto the floor and pick your other heel up. So squats are great as a hip opener and a lower back stretch. They're also good for digestion. Gets everything moving. If you can get both heels on the floor, maybe you can bring your hands together. Maybe your back is rounded. That's okay. Just try to do your best. The wider the feet, the better. And then it takes time to find where the comfort level is, right? So pause and take a few breaths there. Stretch open those hips and strengthen them at the same time. You're strengthening your upper back because you're trying to keep your shoulders down and your chin parallel to the floor. And then maybe connect to your lower back. Feel that stretch. Hi, honey. This is Elwood. Okay. Can you do one more breath here with me? Good job. Come out of that squat however you need to. Maybe your hands are on the floor. Maybe it takes some time stretching those legs and stretching those hips again. Maybe you work into it. Bending one knee. Just tuning in, somatic movement. Notice what feels good in your body. And we're going to come back down to the floor. The last thing that we are going to do is send our legs up the wall. This is a great stretch for the hamstrings and for the lower back. If you're standing all day, even if you're sitting all day, put your body in a nice L shape and it calms the mind and relaxes it. So try to scoot your hips up to a wall or maybe up to the edge of your bed if you're doing half bent legs on a bed or a sofa. Scooch up to the wall and then turn your body. Send your legs up the wall. Relax the shoulders and the eyes again. Inversions are great for your heart. Takes the gravity off of your feet. Relaxes the feet. Calms the mind. Feel the stretch of the lower back and the stretch of the backs of the legs. Let's take a minute here, or about 5 long breaths. If this inversion feels really good in your body right now and you want to stay here longer, by all means do what feels right for you. Otherwise, when you're ready, bring those feet down from the wall. We're going to push the wall away. Come on to our side. Take your time, maybe take a pause there, a moment in stillness. And we're going to come back to a seated position again. Whatever feels comfortable in your body right now. And let's go back to our breath for a moment. Let's rest the backs of our hands around our knees. Sit up nice and tall. If you're doing this practice in the morning, think about the day ahead of you. Remember, the day ahead of you is in your control. Take time. Be mindful. Let's take a few breaths here, just setting our intentions for the day ahead of us. If you're doing this practice at the end of the day, maybe take a few breaths and reflect on the day that you had. And honor all of the blessings and the challenges that you meet. Remember, everything is a lesson. Honor your journey. Honor yourself, your body, mind, and soul. Let's take one more breath together here. Maybe a little smile comes across our cheeks again. Let's reach our arms up. Take one more inhale. And let's exhale those hands back down to our heart. May these practices heal and strengthen your body and your mind. Thank you for practicing with me. Please join me again. Namaste. I'm Jenna. Have a great day.